G'day everyone, and thanks for tuning in. In this video, I'm going to explore whether upper level motherlode mining is a viable method for training mining and explain the format for future videos. So the first question, is motherlode worth doing? Simple answer, yes. So if you're just after an answer, I'll see you in the next video. However, if you'd like to hear the justification for that, stick around. So when analysing a training method, I've developed three criteria. The first is GP per hour on a scale of 0 to a mil an hour. That's going to be measured in 100k increments. The second is XP per hour, so no XP per hour to 100k XP per hour, measured in increments of 10k XP per hour. And the final criteria is the ability to AFK it, or AFK ability. This is measured in 0 to 30 seconds of AFK time at a time, and that's measured in increments of 3 seconds. So each of those metrics are going to give a score of 1 to 10, meaning a total potential score of 30 points. The 30 points are broken up into 5 brackets, so 0 to 5.9 being absolutely not worth doing, 6 to 11.9 being wouldn't recommend, 12 to 17.9 being a middle zone. If that occurs, I'll suggest whether it's worth doing on how enjoyable the method is. 18 to 23.9 is yes, the method's worth pursuing. And 24 to 30 is absolutely great method, do it. So the analysis is supposed to be unbiased, with all metrics, excluding the enjoyability part, statistically analysed. And that's really just for the nerds in the group. So without any further waiting, let's get on to the analysis. So for the timing, essentially I used two different sections to mine in. That sort of depended on how many people were in the area at any given time. You can see the two different locations I used in the video that's running. But yes, so just keep in mind that those were the sections that we used. I was mining a little differently than the conventional method. So normally you'd go from the bank or the deposit box, you'd mine, you'd go and dump the ore, you'd go back up and mine, and then when the ore sack gets full, you'd go and get the ore and deposit it. But what I was doing is I'd go from the deposit box, I'd mine an inventory, I'd go and wash it, collect the ore, and take it back to the deposit box. And that was sort of just to track what I was doing, track the times, track the ore obtained. So a standard average time it takes to go from the deposit box, mine the ore, wash the ore, collect it and put it back in the deposit box is 168.5 seconds, which is 2 minutes 48.5 seconds. So that's got a standard deviation of 20.5 seconds. So that means that a majority of your inventories will take between 2 minutes and 8 seconds and 3 minutes and 30 seconds, which gives you an average of 21.36 inventories per hour. So while an inventory takes almost 3 minutes to complete, it's worth noting that the average AFK time is 26.95 seconds. So just round that up to 27 seconds, and that's going to give us our first metric of AFK ability, which is coming in at 10 out of 10. So it's worth noting that you'll have sort of 3 to 4 of those AFK times per inventory. So it's a pretty AFK method. It's pretty good in that respect. It's also worth pointing out that if you're doing the standard method of doing 6 inventories dumped into the ore sack and filled up before getting it, that takes an average of 1,027 seconds, which is 17 minutes and 7 seconds. And most of your runs are going to take between 15 minutes and 20 seconds up to 18 minutes and 55 seconds. So the next part of the analysis is going to look at the ore that you're going to be expecting per inventory, and that's going to give the next two metrics, which are XP an hour and GP an hour. So per inventory, you can expect to receive 7.06 recurring coal, 6.3 gold, 7.56 recurring mithril, 5.26 recurring adamant, 0.9 rune, 0.7 nuggets, and you're going to receive a gem about every 10 inventories. So it's worth noting that that's without an Amulet of Glory, which will increase your chances of getting a gem. So a majority of the time you're going to be getting between 2 and 12 coal, 2 and 11 gold, 3 and 12 mithril, 1 and 10 adamant ore, 0 and 3 runite ore, and 0 and 3 gold nuggets. So how does that equate to XP? Well, firstly, for every piece of ore mined, you get 60 XP for mining the ore, or 61.5 XP for mining the ore if you've got full prospector. That wasn't used for the video, just for a standard baseline. So that means that you're getting 1680 XP guaranteed every inventory if you don't receive a gem, and then minus 60 XP for every gem. So when you wash the ore, anything above coal, so gold and above, gives you additional XP. So gold gives you 15 XP more, mithril gives you 30 XP more, adamant gives you 45 XP more, and rune gives you 75 XP more. So that equates to an average of 620 XP per inventory more through your washed ore. And that gives you an average inventory XP of 2,300 experience. So with an average of 2,300 experience per inventory and an average of 21.36 inventories an hour, that gives you an average XP per hour of 49,128 XP, or 49k XP. And because that metric's measured in 10k increments, 49k XP is rounded up to 50k XP. And that's going to give the XP per hour metric a 5 out of 10. So finally is profit. So using those numbers before of how many ore of a particular ore you'll be getting per inventory on average, your average inventory price is going to be 18.49k per hour, so 18,490 GP per hour. And that assumes that the following prices for the ore are that coal's at 187 GP, gold's at 138 GP, mithril's at 91 GP, adamant's at 880 GP, rune is at 11,115 GP, and gold nuggets equate to 1,390 GP each, and that's through the purchasing of gem bags. So with an average price or profit per inventory of 18.49k and 21.36 inventories per hour, that's going to give you a total profit of 394,959 GP per hour. Round that up obviously to 400k an hour, and that's going to give a profit per hour score of 4 out of 10. So in conclusion, with an AFK score of 10 out of 10, an XP per hour score of 5 out of 10, and a profit per hour score of 4 out of 10, mining in the top section there of Motherlode Mining's got a score of 19 out of 30, which means that yes, it's a viable method to do, mainly being carried on the fact that it's fairly AFK, the XP's okay, and the money's there-ish. So thanks to everyone who watched it to the end. I hope it's been sort of helpful or insightful or just entertaining if you're a huge nerd, and hope to see you in the next video. Thank you. Bye.